Early March, 1943. The Red Army has just won at Stalingrad. Up north, near Leningrad, Operation Iskra has broken the blockade. The front here is active, but mostly static compared to the chaos elsewhere. So why did this narrow stretch between Lake Ladoga and Lake Ilmen matter so much in early 1943? In this newsreel, we see German snow removal commandos keeping the supply roads clear. There's heavy traffic to the front. For the first time in over a year, Leningrad was reconnected to the rest of the Soviet Union by land, a narrow corridor along the southern shore of Lake Ladoga. The Germans did everything they could to cut that thin road of life. The road now ran on solid ground instead of the frozen lake, but it was still dangerously exposed, barely 8 to 10 kilometers wide and under constant German shell fire. To secure it, the Soviet High Command ordered a series of local offensives through February and March 1943. Their goal? To widen the corridor, push the Germans farther west, and prevent Army Group North from transferring troops southward. Army Group North numbered around 740,000 men in total. Between Lakes Ladoga and Ilmen alone, roughly 450,000 to 500,000 Germans held the line. Opposing them were around 1 million Soviet troops, a 2-to-1 advantage on paper. But progress was slow. Soviet forces met entrenched German positions fortified with minefields, concrete bunkers, and interlocking fields of fire. By mid-March, the offensives ground to a halt. The Soviet gains were minor, and the German line held firm. This northern front was a secondary theater, not nearly as large as the battlefields of southern Russia, but still significant. One notable detail: the narrator consistently refers to their opponents not as Russians, but as Soviets or Bolsheviks. This was deliberate, part of the propaganda vocabulary meant to depersonalize the enemy and frame the war ideologically rather than nationally. By early March 1943, the fighting between Lake Ladoga and Lake Ilmen reached a standstill. The Soviets had failed to expand the narrow corridor to Leningrad, though they held onto it. German defenses remained intact, and the 18th Army maintained its positions with comparatively light losses. Soviet assaults had achieved little at enormous cost. In the newsreel, the narrator boasts of destroyed Soviet tanks as far as the eye can see. The film claims 773 tanks destroyed or captured across the Eastern Front in the first 10 days of March alone. Whether or not that number was accurate, it reflected the German need to show defensive success after months of bad news from Stalingrad. This anti-tank gun destroyed 13 tanks in a single day. Its barrel is marked with kill rings. The gunner is SS Sturman Ilmen, a 19-year-old Dutch volunteer fighting in the Waffen-SS. Serving with the Volunteer Legion Netherlands, Ilmen commanded this gun during the February battles near Lake Ladoga. For his actions, he became the first Dutchman and the first non-German to receive the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross on February 20th, 1943.